It's the final game week predictions of 2023. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, welcome to my game week 20 Premier League predictions. It's the final predictions of 2023, of course. 2024 is in a couple of days time. So yeah, we've got some big games to predict, so let's get into the video. Alright then, and the first game is a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow afternoon at Kenilworth Road. It is Luton Town versus Chelsea. Now, of course, the Hatters, they come into this game after beating Sheffield United 3-2 on Boxing Day. Chelsea played the day after and beat Crystal Palace 2-1. I didn't watch neither game, but I did watch the highlights of the Luton game. And to be fair, it was a very, very good game, to be fair. I mean, after Adnan Hozic put the Blaze 2-1 up, all the pretty much Blaze fans were like, yeah, we're going to win. But Luton, for me, I think ever since Tom Locklear's collapsed, the players, it feels like, well, it doesn't feel like, but the players have been like, we got to put every minute and every tackle, every second for Tom Locklear, because he is the captain of Luton. They want their leader, and they're putting in these performances and winning these games for their leader, which is lovely to see, because we saw it after Newcastle, the Newcastle game. Literally, I mean, fair play to Newcastle fans, by the way, because they held the banner before kickoff saying, get well soon, Tom, NUFC, something like that. So fair play. But in the last two games, they've done it for Tom Locklear, and I think until he comes back, every game that Luton Town play in, they will do it for Tom Locklear. They'll probably do it in it because they got Bolton, I think, next week in the FA Cup. They will do it for him. Again, yes, there's a 2-division difference, but they'll still do it for Tom Locklear. And for me, I think also with the game being at Kenilworth Road, I actually do think that also gives Luton an advantage in this game. Of course, Chelsea, of course, they won the game late on in the 89th minute. I didn't watch the game, but what I can say is that I did watch the game on Christmas Eve at Wolves. I'm not gonna lie, Chelsea were terrible against Wolves. They were absolutely terrible, defensively terrible, attackingly terrible. Overall, Chelsea were terrible against Wolves, but I didn't really watch the game, or I didn't watch the game against Palace, so I don't really know how they played. But for me, I reckon this will be a good game in my opinion. So I'm going to go Luton 2, Chelsea 1. 2-1 to Luton. Okay, and the next game, 3 o'clock, Aston Villa versus Burnley at Villa Park. Now, of course, Villa, they absolutely bottled it on Boxing Day at Manchester United. To be honest, like I said, they literally bottled it up. I thought Villa were really good in the first half. They played really well, and then United just came at them, and they just fell apart. They just capitulated. If I have to be honest, it literally was like putting piece of paper into a shredder. That was Aston Villa. They just ripped. They just fell apart, and I don't know what happened, to be fair, because Villa played so well, and then they just fell apart. But I think Villa should win this one. Of course, they are at home. Of course, last time they were at home, they did play a newly promoted team in Sheffield United, which they drew. Anthony Taylor for some very controversial decisions in that game. Of course, Burnley, they lost 2-0 against Liverpool. For me, I thought Burnley weren't that bad. Defensively, they were kind of awful, but they actually created some really good chances, Burnley. So, you never know. Could there be a shock result on the cards here? I don't think there will be. I think Villa, they're at home. They have to win this game. Villa are going to win the Claret and Blue derby. I'm joking, it's not a derby, but yeah. Villa 3, Burnley 0. Okay, and the next game, I think this will be a big game. And of course, before I do speak about it, go if you haven't already, download Twitch and follow Ollie on Tour YT. I can't remember what his account's called, but go follow Ollie on Tour on Twitch, because me, him, and Cody are doing Soccer Saturday tomorrow, and I'm watching Palace against Brentford. For me, I'm looking forward to this game. Two teams who are getting dragged down to the relegation battle, and Everton doing well, with all the teams in the relegation zone doing well. One of Palace or Brentford, or maybe even both of them, could be in the bottom 3 in a couple of weeks. I don't know, to be honest, but it's a massive game, and 3 points is massive for both teams. So I think Palace and Brentford will go out onto that pitch on Saturday, and they'll play the best to their ability, because both teams have to win. Of course, Brentford, I watched a bit of the game against Wolves, and defensively, Brentford were absolutely terrible. I mean, they created some chances, Brentford, but overall, they were absolutely shocking, if I have to be honest, Brentford. Palace, again, I didn't watch them, but I didn't watch the Chelsea game, so again, I can't say much about them, but I think Palace probably do have the advantage in this fixture, as they are the home side, and I'm sure Roy Hodgson and the players want the fans to be behind them, and I'm sure that will happen. But prediction for this game, I'm going to go with a draw, high scoring, Palace 2, Brentford 2. I'm going to go 2-2. And of course, the next game is Manchester City versus Sheffield United. Their first game at the Etihad, obviously since that draw against Palace. I mean, this should be an easy win for Man City. I mean, no disrespect to Sheffield United, but City are far better than Man City are far better than Sheffield United. I mean, Sheffield United 3-2 defeat against Luton. Sheffield United, they scored 4 goals, but 2 of them were in the wrong net. They were in the wrong net. But for me, I think City at home, I think they should win. Of course, I did watch the Man City game with Everton the other day, and game of 2 halves in my opinion. Everton were dominant in one half, City were dominant in the other. And I mean, I just want to send my thoughts and prayers to Grealish's family, because whilst I think it was after the City game. Apparently there were people who burgled Jack Grealish's house. Apparently there were 10 people at Grealish's house watching, obviously, the City game, and apparently Grealish's family heard loads of noises from upstairs apparently, and apparently they hid under covers and stuff. So of course I hope Grealish's family is okay. Apparently up to £1 million of jewellery and stuff got stolen. So I hope Grealish is all right. But anyway, back to the football. City are going to win. Grealish will score, and City will win 4-0. And of course, the next game is Wolves versus Everton at Molineux. Now, again, this will be a good game in my opinion. Of course, Everton, yes, they've had back-to-back defeats. People are probably wondering, the wheels starting to fall off the bus. No, because personally, against Tottenham, I thought Everton were really, really good. I thought they dominated us for the whole game. And against City, I mean, they played really well in the first half, and then City just got into their face in the second half, and then was and then, yeah, but this will be a tough game, because Wolves at home recently have actually been really, really good, and I watched the whole game against Chelsea, I watched a bit against Brentford, and both games, Wolves actually played really, really well, so this will be a really tricky game for Everton, and I mean, yes, their last 2 games have been against good opposition, obviously Spurs and Manchester City, but this game, I don't know, would it test Everton a bit? Because look, their last 2 games have been against the big 2 teams in the Big Six. So Everton, this game is they're playing a team who is on form at the moment and doing really well. But so for me, it's quite a tough one to predict, to be fair. But it's going to be a very scrappy game, and Wolves are going to sneak a win, 2-1. 2-1 to Wolves. Anyway, next game, we got Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United at the City Ground. Excuse me. This will be again a good game in my opinion. Of course, Forest. Who was expecting a Chris Wood hat trick on his return to St James's Park? I just wasn't expecting Forest to go to Newcastle away and win. I was not expecting that. The first half, Forest weren't great, but in the second half, they turned into bloody prime Barcelona in the second half. Literally, Forest played so well, so fair play to them. And if they can beat Newcastle away 3-1, surely they can beat United at home. And again, Forest, with them being at home, they could generally win this. But Man United, really good comeback the other day. 3-2 win versus Aston Villa. Rasmus Højlund has finally scored a goal in the Premier League. Shawn Mills, I mean, of course, if you don't know who Shawn Mills is, of course, he's that Australian bloke who's like, come on, Højlund, my brother. I mean, fair play to Højlund. I mean, it meant a lot to him. Kane is scoring this game, potentially, but this will be tougher. I mean, United fans probably thinking, oh, it's Forest, yeah, we'll beat them. I mean, I thought we would beat Forest, but they gave us a good game. So Man United fans, don't go into this game feeling confident, because one is at the City Ground and Forest have just beaten Newcastle 3-1. I think United will win though. 5 goals, Nottingham Forest 2, Manchester United 3. Oh shit. Okay, the next game, New Year's Eve, Fulham versus Arsenal. And now Arsenal, wow, they lost 2-0 to West Ham. I mean, I only watched the last half an hour because I was watching Spurs getting absolutely humiliated by Brighton. Of course, I'll speak about Spurs in a minute, but I was not expecting West Ham to go and beat Arsenal. I mean, fair play. Of course, we'll speak about West Ham later, but Arsenal, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but apparently Arsenal attacking wise were poor. Defensively, they were poor as well, apparently. But I mean, from what I saw, Arsenal had a lot of chances, but they were nowhere near the goal. I mean, it's the white posts. They were nowhere near the goal, and overall, fair play to West Ham, because that's a massive win for them. I mean, Fulham, I watched them 3-0 loss at Bournemouth. Overall, the game was a bit boring, if I have to be honest. Fulham, it didn't really excite me, to be honest, but I think Arsenal, I think they'll win. So I'm going to go Fulham 1, Arsenal 3. Okay, then, and the next game, the final game of 2023 is Tottenham versus Bournemouth. Well, both of them are at 2 p.m, but yeah. Tottenham versus Bournemouth now. Last night, 4-2 defeat at Brighton. I just want to start with the defence. Absolutely terrible. Emerson Royale cannot play centre-back. He was absolutely terrible. I mean, the first 10 minutes, we were brilliant. We were absolutely brilliant. The first 10 minutes, we were so good. We had loads of chances. We had a lot of the ball. We were not letting Brighton get into our half. And then after Brighton went 1-0 up, we just gave up. And then Brighton went 2-0 up. Then it was 3-0. Then it was 4-0. Then, of course, we got 2 goals. Viledge with his first goal, and then Ben Davies scored from a corner, I think, or a cross. I mean, then we left it too late. I was just saying, put the ball in the box. We just kept passing it back and forth to each other. And then obviously we lost. And literally, we had the chance to go back. We had the opportunity to go third. And we did what we normally do, and we bottled it. But overall, it wasn't good enough. Emerson Royale was terrible. The attack was terrible. The only man who was good yesterday was Vicario. He was brilliant. If he was not in net, it would have been about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 to Brighton. That's how bad we were last night. Terrible. I mean, Bournemouth on the other hand. Bournemouth 3-0 win for them against 3-0 win for them against Fulham. Again, Bournemouth, I mean, the game wasn't really that good, to be honest. It was a bit boring. If there was any people who actually watched the Bournemouth game, it was a bit, yeah? Sorry about that, but yeah, I can't need to get on with it now, but yeah. Overall, the game was a bit boring, but I think we've got to watch out for Solanke, and maybe we could actually buy him in January, because he's on form at the moment. I mean, of course, we've got no Kulusevski, 5th yellow card, he's out for this game. And I'm sorry, if that is the same, if we name that same back 4 against Brighton, we're going to lose. So, changes have to be made in that back 4. But I'm going to go with a draw. Tottenham 2, Bournemouth 2. Okay then, and now move on to the first game of 2024, and it is Liverpool versus Newcastle at Anfield. Not a bad game to kick off the new year, to be honest. Overall, I mean, what's happened to Newcastle, man? I mean, they are literally falling apart. I mean, they've gone from being Arsenal, United, Chelsea, PSG, and they let Chris Wood score a hat trick. I mean, overall, Newcastle, man, I don't know what's going on, to be honest, but Liverpool, I bet they're buzzing after last night. I mean, they're probably playing I'm Forever blowing bubbles on their Alexas and stuff. Hopefully mine hasn't gone off. But I mean, Newcastle, I mean, this is going to be a really tough game for them. Liverpool, I mean, I think they'll win. Newcastle, I don't know what's going on with them at the moment. But yeah, 3-1 Liverpool. Okay, and the final game, it is West Ham versus Brighton. Wow. What a win for both West Ham and Brighton last time. I mean, you know what, fair play to Brighton, because we dominated the first 10 minutes, and after that, Brighton was like, you know what, I've had enough of this, let's just go. And then, yeah, I mean, fair play to Brighton, they played really well last night, we were just terrible. And West Ham, what? 2-0 win at Arsenal. Fair play. Fair play to West Ham, you know. I mean, personally, I thought Arsenal will win. Arsenal, I mean, they never lose at the Emirates. I mean, overall, fair play to West Ham. I mean, what a performance from them. 2-0 away at Arsenal. Fair play. They've now beaten both North London clubs this season. They've been Arsenal twice. They've beat us earlier on this season. Fair play. And I mean, this will be a big game in my opinion. Of course, West Ham, like I said, they've just beaten Arsenal. Fair play. Brighton have just battered us. Fair play. This will be a good game in my opinion. I'm going to go with a draw though. I mean, West Ham probably have the advantage because they are at home and they haven't lost since. Yeah, West Ham haven't actually lost at home since October, so maybe they could win, but I don't think they're going to. It's going to be a draw. West Ham 2, Brighton 2. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.